We've got matching tops on. That is
Perfect.
hilarious.
Look at that. I did think that might happen, but I didn't care.
I'm surprised we haven't both got rosé on.
No, but I have got, oh, you can't see it. I have got Santé up behind me, look.
Oh,
I'm shamelessly promoting. And I have got a little drink because I'm not very good at doing this without one.
Oh, do you know what? Sorry, there is someone, you're not going to believe this, like knocking, scratching at the door, and it's my dog. So
oh, my dog was just here a second ago.
Come on, puppy.
That's funny.
Oh
my
God.
dog was literally sat next to me a minute ago, like, what's going on?
What puppy?
Oh, cute.
Okay, she's gone.
No, she's gone.
Worse than having children.
I know. My children aren't here, which is brilliant, actually. So there's no chance of an interruption apart from the dog.
Yeah, none of mine are either. Oh, but the dog's gone mad.
Now he's crying. Come here. Oh, flipping heck. He's wondering where the voice is coming from. Come here.
Oh.
Thank you for all of this. Look, there he is. This is all great. I was just actually telling people about how much I love this.
Oh, isn't it just... it's really hard for me because I'm going, oh my God, isn't it amazing? It's fantastic. And it makes me feel, I can't go around saying how brilliant my stuff is.
Yes, you can.
But I wanted with that a balm because, you know, my lips dry out. I thought I want a balm, but most balms are really dull to wear. Yeah. I'm like, well, I want a balm, but I want some tint and I want a gloss and I want a lip treatment. So I'm like, da-da! And that's it.
It's brilliant because it does look like it's going to be a little bit like the colour. I was like, oh, I don't know if that's going to, but it's quite shit. I mean, yeah, it's just a tint.
Really
it's
natural.
Really lovely. And it lasts for ages. Except when you wear a face mask, of course, and then it all rubs off. But you need to design one that stays on when you've got a face mask on.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Here we are.
Have you had a really good play with the products?
I have. So I love this one. The only thing is that I was sent the medium, which unless I've got a tan,
is it a little bit too dark?
It's a little bit too dark,
but
I love it. So I have actually got it on now, and then I went over because I get quite red here. Yeah, with a lighter concealer because in here that bit's just going to make it too dark for me. Yeah. If we had a normal summer, I'd probably have quite a brown face by now, so that would actually be good. Yeah. But in general, I'm light medium, so I have to yeah. But so I haven't, but I do really like it because it's creamy. And the other thing I've been converted to as well, brushes. Oh. Honestly, I'm a fingertip girl, you know, chuck it on, whatever. But oh my God, what a difference. It does make a difference. Fingertips are good if you want to warm product up. Yeah. You know, you put your finger in, especially like concealers and foundations, but your fingers are messy, and I wanted sort of handbag friendly makeup on the go, and I don't want to be in the back of a taxi doing that. So, and also because our products, I'm so because obviously it's formulated for mature skin. So what that means, I look at the ingredients, which, you know, hyaluronic acid, SPF, all this sort of stuff's in there. So it's like skincare, makeup, but that's only part of the story. So I look at the texture of the products, the finish of the products, the undertone, how does it interact with aging skin? And something that's was really important for me is to have products that are very, very creamy, ultra light, that you can almost blend and buff into the skin. Yeah. So it doesn't go thick and heavy and cakey. Yeah, because that's the worst. Not a good look. No. When you age. No, that is the worst thing, and especially under here as well. Other makeups they just highlight all your wrinkles, even the finest wrinkles. It's like, no, nobody wants to see those. And it's like the texture.
So it's got to be really ultra like light, almost like a liquid.
Yeah.
But also you can't have anything that's too mattifying. So anything that's too mattifying looks quite dead on the skin, can accentuate fine lines, wrinkles. And powder, our skin's much drier. So I'm not keen on powder products. I've probably got 2 powder products in the whole range, because powder looks like powder on the skin.
Yeah.
And it can sit in fine lines and wrinkles. So it's finding the sort of the balance. And that's probably where, so going back to the brushes, because all the products are very, very light, it's really easy to apply it with a brush. And it's just quicker.
Yeah, I just find it goes on better. And it I don't know, it just, because it kind of, when you can get a bit heavy-handed, can't you?
Yes.
Whereas with the brush, it doesn't really allow that.
Yeah.
And then is the other end, correct me if I'm wrong, so you've got the one end and then you've got another end. Is that for more the concealer? Yeah, that.
Yeah, so this is the finger brush. So I like this. So it's directional. So whether you're putting on the foundation or the blush or whatever it is, you can just, it's like it mimics your finger.
Yeah.
And you can go where you want it to go. Yeah. And then you turn it over, because I don't really like rules, because I think rules should be broken, right? So,
absolutely.
But the one rule with makeup is blend, 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 because you don't want any hard edges. Yeah. And you want to, it's like makeup, it's like the no makeup looks like your skin. So with this, you can just buff it into the skin.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why it's double-ended. So that gives you the direction, and that one just blends and buffs, so you don't get any hard edges. And then you can, you should always bring it down into your neck. You can just be quite quick with it, because who has time to do their makeup, honestly?
Oh, I know. No, not me. I am a quick slapdash. I was just looking at some of the questions, actually. Someone's asked, I have no idea what colour makeup I suit, as haven't worn any for so long.
Oh, do you know, that's such a common... What we should do for everybody, because part of Studio 10 is obviously formulating products for mature skin, because our skin is different. We don't use the same skincare in our 40s and 50s as we do in our 20s. So why use the same makeup? But the other thing I did is how do I simplify it? How do I make it quick, easy? Yeah. I have so many women say, oh, it's too complicated, I don't know where to start, I haven't worn makeup for years. And you've got to switch it up. We switch up our style, don't we, in our clothing? Yeah. I don't obviously go around in little crop tops, because it doesn't suit my body at the age that I'm at currently.
I'm not sure I ever did.
Whereas, my 22-year-old, my 18-year-old, and I'm like, wow, they look amazing. So you switch up your clothing, you've got to switch up your makeup. Yeah. So I'll go through the 4 basic steps. So mature skin makeup made easy in 4 steps. And then you can look at your makeup bag. You don't even have to use Studio 10. Obviously, I'd love you if you did. But with those 4 steps, it's like a recipe. It gives you the things that you need to think of. And then it's just quick and easy. So why? Because you've got the products. Why don't we go through those steps? And then if anybody's got any questions around,
I haven't got the brush with me. I've left it upstairs. I've just moved house, and honestly, this is...
I'm moving at the end of this month.
A mess. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
I'm moving. I've already started going through stuff, and I've been here 3.5 years. There's a whole load of stuff I moved from my last house. I was there for 16 years. Oh. I moved here, all up in the attic, never unboxed, not used. And I'm like, why am I moving this from house to house?
Well, this is it. I've been to the tip, and all my followers will tell you, I have been to the tip nearly every day for about the last month and a half. Oh. Embarrassing how much. And my car right now
is a tip.
More stuff in it. So there is stuff here that's been moved. And you know what? When you get packers, they pack everything. I was warned. Yeah, they will just pick it up and pack it. Yeah. So empty boxes
absolutely
have been moved from one house to another. It's ridiculous.
Oh, really? Yes, because I was like, I want to go through, get rid of... I'm not going to pay for someone to pack up the house, to move half of the crap to a new house. I've been moving along. So I've been going through stuff. And honestly, I've been brutal.
You have to be, don't you?
You have to be.
I know we're going off tap now, but we have You have to be brutal. And sorry, I've just seen, there's messages coming. Somebody in India is messaging me from a factory.
Oh, I love it.
Saying they want to talk to me about stuff. It's not even my factory.
Oh, I love it. I thought someone was watching in from India all about makeup. Right, should we go through these 4 steps then?
Yes, show me the 4 steps.
Right, so...
Do you start with that by any chance?
Yeah.
So, because that's what I did. I went over my face with that. Didn't use that because that's way too dark. If that was lighter, that would have worked, actually.
Yeah, so I'll talk to you about that. So the 4 steps, I'll see if I can get the light one. So the 4 steps are 1, prime, 2, perfect, 3, shade, and 4, shape, right? So prime is priming the skin. So it's really, really good to prime your skin every morning with a primer. So if you've got oily skin, you want more of a, oil control primer. If the skin's a bit sallow, you might want a little bit of radiance. So it's really good discipline to start with a primer, because what it does is it evens the texture of the skin. So it's a little bit like polyfiller. When you paint a wall, you've got loads of cracks, and we all need that bit.
Got loads of cracks.
Little cracks or enlarged pores, because as we age, we get enlarged pores. And I've just noticed, like, under my neck, I'm like, really? I've got this sort of like, almost, they're not skin tags, but it's really bumpy.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, I'm going through menopause now. I'm not ashamed to say it anymore. And I noticed a huge change in my skin.
Massive,
in everything. Like, it's probably, I'm into year 2 now, and I can really see it as well as feel it. So you feel it obviously in your own mental health and everything, and but then you can start to see it come out. You're
see it
what?
So much in your
Leave
skin.
Me alone.
I know. So primer's really important for menopausal skin, because if you're flushing and sweating a lot, it's really good to use a primer, because it means your makeup's long lasting. So primer, absolutely love. I'm not for today, because what I really want to do is just show you like your everyday quick routine. And if you're gonna not do one of the steps, I would say don't do primer, because for me what's really important is, I would rather someone put a little bit of makeup on every single day, because I really am passionate when I say it's the confidence that you wear on your face. It gives you a boost, it gives you a lift. Like putting this on.
But it's part of your whole outfit.
Absolutely.
It's isn't it really? Absolutely. That's the way I see it. It's I don't feel me if I haven't put some makeup on. I mean, it's been so stressful here the last few weeks with moving and everything, and a lot of days I've got up and I haven't had time, because it's just been, and it's made me feel worse.
Yeah, it does.
Because I can't bear seeing myself in the mirror, because I look worse than I would normally.
When you wake up, you've had a really bad night's sleep, and you wake up in the morning and you feel exhausted. Right? And actually, I think most women are exhausted. We're so busy all the time. You feel exhausted, and then you catch yourself in the mirror and you look exhausted. The good news is you don't need to look it. You don't need to look exhausted. You might feel it, but you don't need to look at it. And it just gives you that sort of pick me up. And you're not hiding behind it, because I think makeup, especially when I go through these sort of steps, it's just enhancing your natural features. It just gives you a bit of a boost. Why wouldn't we want? It's like when I put this on, I love this. And I have to say, I love your brand, and
thank you so much.
I'm really into supporting like independent boutique brands. And if I'm spending my money, I'm going to spend it with those brands. And they have a real sense of purpose and mission, and I absolutely love it. But I love the colour, which is funny, because normally I wear a lot of blue, but this is
it's gorgeous, isn't it? It took a couple of attempts to get that, actually, because originally it was quite it was quite bright, and I have some really close girlfriends who I always have this small circle, and I show them what I'm doing.
And that's what I do,
because I don't like many people getting involved, because then they go, "Ooh, what have you thought about this?" And it just messes with your brain. So and one of my friends said, Rachel, she said, it might be a bit too orange. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, this is more like a burnt orange, isn't it? It's more like a burnt orange. And also I think this would be gorgeous in the autumn.
Yes.
Well, you can wear it in the summer. Yeah. And then you can wear it in the, I absolutely love it.
Well, it's why they were called Indian summer, because an Indian summer is generally outside of summer. So when you get
and
into
we've got one coming apparently.
Flipping hope so.
Coming apparently.
I really hope so. So it's kind of an all year thing, and they just lifting colours and lifting prints. Yeah. And I think I kind of went against the grain with this, whereas I only used the ground block. This actually has 4 other blocks that would normally go on this print. Yeah, and which I am going to use in the next one. But this one, I just wanted something really simple, something quite different. Yeah. And I love the fact that you can see, sometimes you can see slight mark where they've done the stamping. Yeah. And I love that. It makes it so natural.
And it's all, I think it's all the detail, and it's interesting because I guess we all do. We all wear a lot of, we do wear a lot of jeans, don't we? We generally wear a lot of jeans, white jeans, blue jeans.
Always in jeans.
My jeans, you know, all this sort of stuff. So, but what I love about wearing a sort of a really cool blouse, and not just a sweat or a t-shirt, but what I have a lot. I'm either a maxi girl dress. I love dresses because they're so comfy. If you don't know what to wear, you just grab a dress. So I'm either a maxi girl, living them with my trainers, or I've got my jeans on. But then I really like to wear really cool blouses. So it just dresses them up. And then actually I was wearing this earlier with a really oversized, big, because it was cold, big navy jumper.
Oh, nice.
It's actually on my recent reel, which I wore something else.
Yeah.
But that jumper's big and baggy, and it was gorgeous on top of this because the blue and the orange, and then like the detail in the sleeves coming through the jumper and the collar. Oh, it's
that's the thing. The collar's quite, because you can pull it in so that it sits up higher here, or I like to wear it quite slouch.
I do, because it's sort of, the V suits me. Anyway, so we talked about priming your wardrobe.
Yes.
We've talked about priming your skin. So the next stage, prime perfect. So perfect is a cover-up job. So as we age, we get age spots. We might get redness. We might get, you know, pimples. There's a big, you know, skin sensitivity.
Age spots, redness. I've got the lot.
I mean, it's just pigmentation, all of it, sun damage, etc., etc. So you need to cover up. It's a cover up, basically. So what that does is it evens the skin tone. So before you do anything, you need to just even that skin tone and give you that lovely, flawless skin. So foundation, concealers, color correctors. But I wanted, so there's 2 things to remember. We love tinted moisturizers, love tinted moisturizers, because they are so beautiful on the skin, aren't they? They feel really creamy and hydrating. They're slightly dewy. They're light to wear, and they just give you this lovely glow. The problem with tinted moisturizer is it doesn't give you coverage. So unless you've got amazing skin, you know, like perfect, flawless skin, it's really hard. It's time to sort of switch up. So I thought, okay, I want a tinted moisturizer, but I want coverage. So when you start talking coverage, you start looking at foundations and liquid foundations, and I'm like, oh, you know, they're quite thick, and I don't want that thick, cakey. I want it to look like beautiful skin. So I created this foundation, and when you think of compacts as well, you do think of a compact being quite dense. But it's almost like a light liquid foundation in the convenience of a compact.
It's lovely.
In a convenience of a compact. So I'm sorry that shade's slightly too, well, it's too dark for you, but with this, with that brush, you can just put a very light veil, so it's almost the same coverage as a tinted moisturizer. And even if you layer it, it never goes thick, it never goes cakey.
That's sorry, that's what I noticed about it, actually.
The coverage.
Because I did get a little bit of colour, believe it or not, in Cornwall, because we were on the beach quite a lot.
You look like
so
you got the sun.
I did put some on, so it wasn't too bad because of that. And I did notice, and this is what I've always noticed as well, so I used the brush, which I loved, and then you kind of stop, don't you? And after, I don't know, a couple of minutes, you can really see then it just looks like this, and it's not thick at all.
Yeah,
it's not heavy.
It's really, everything. I guess it's the same with you with clothing. Is you want it to feel good on the skin. Like clothes, anything that's like the fabric's wrong or it's itchy or so you want things to feel good on the skin, and it's the same with makeup. So and also I then wanted to be able to buff it into the skin so it looks like your skin, but your best skin.
Yes, well, so exactly, and that's what you want. I'm just answering somebody. They're saying, "Who's the clothing brand?" And I'm saying, "It's me.
It's you."
I made the clothes.
You made the clothes. I made the makeup.
Yeah, you're right. You want to be able to feel like it's your own skin.
Yeah.
And see your own skin, but without all the flaws.
Yes, exactly.
Get rid of the flaws. Yeah.
So, and the other reason why I did a foundation, so we have got a skin perfector, which is the ultimate color corrector concealer palette if you've got strong, almost like problem areas. But I just wanted a foundation that I could put all over my face and my neck. I could bring it all the way into the eye area, so I don't need to worry about concealer and under eye brightener. So that's a sort of all-in-one, and it's got SPF and stuff. So step 2 is perfect, which is even the skin tone to give you a nice flawless base. The other thing to remember as well, if you're looking through your makeup bags, move away from any mattifying products.
Oh,
so you
really?
want because matte looks very flat and looks very dead on the skin.
What about if you have like a shiny T-zone? So I do get shiny here, and I do get shiny here. Right,
so a little bit of shine there, a little bit, which is goes back to stage 1, which is prime. So a really good primer will help with that.
Okay.
So you can get a sort of, an oil control primer.
Yeah.
But in terms of finish,
maybe stop drinking as well. That might stop my skin.
I know, but that's just I'm going. If I'd known, I would have brought my little glass of prosecco.
I always have wine. It's embarrassing, but
I love it.
Loosens me up a little bit.
I love it. So yeah, in terms of finish, you don't want anything that's too mattifying because it's quite flat and dead on the skin. When our skin's much drier, and also you don't want anything. Some tinted moisturizers I find too glossy. They're almost too shiny.
Yeah.
So you want a halfway sort of measure, which is a dewiness. You want a natural dewiness. So foundation, definitely move it up to get something better coverage. Look at more medium to full coverage foundations. Make sure they're dewy, and you can blend and buff them into the skin. So that's it for stage 2, which is this cover up. If you do nothing else, because it's almost, what are the steps you need to do? If you do nothing else, you go, I'm not going to have time to do my makeup, then I would say use step 2, which is this perfect, which is coverage, just to even out the skin tone. Because if you've got dark circles, you've got redness on your eyelids, you've got a lot of pigmentation, you might have some flushing or some redness coming through, it makes you look tired, it makes you look jaded, and you can be fresh faced. So if you do nothing else, just get a really good coverage. So that's and it makes a massive difference. So that's perfect.
Okay.
The next stage is shade. So we've got prime, perfect, shade. Right. Now we've got this lovely, and this
is shade.
Shade. So, and this is quite an important step. So shade to Studio 10 is color, and color is the pigment that you lose as you age. Right, so it's not about get the fashion color and trend and catwalk and everybody's wearing, teal on their eyelids and coral on lips. We're not about color as in makeup color. We're more about the pigment that you lose as you age. So you've evened out your skin tone. You've got this lovely flawless skin, but it has no color because we lose color and pigment as we age as well. So my 22-year-old, my girls, they have this beautiful flush to their cheeks. And I'm like, my skin's sallow. It has no colour. Or you go the other end of the spectrum where, and I'm menopausal or whatever, but, you get flushness, redness, and that's not the colour you want either. So,
no.
So let's talk about healthy flush of colour. Most of us use bronzer, which I love. I'm a great fan of bronzer. We've got an amazing tan in a pan, fake tan, brilliant, brilliant. But I feel with bronze, it's great for the summer months when you're carrying a bit of colour, you've caught the sun. In the middle of winter, you don't really want to go around with a tan face.
No.
So I'm not a fan of tans all year round. So I think bronzers are great, but I wanted a colour, and this is the difference, that really boosted the complexion, that gives it that real pick-me-up, that morning 8 hours sleep in a bottle.
Yeah.
And I developed this colour, which is like a peach.
This one, the plumping blush glow complexion.
Yeah, and
I love it.
This is
the tiniest bit. I mean, this is probably going to last a lifetime.
It honestly does. It's our best-selling product, but the pigment is, you always put a tiny bit here on your hand to dip the brush in. Otherwise, the payoff is so great. But with this. So it'd be interesting to know how you put it on, but I like
with my fingers.
Do you? Well, you can use the same brush.
I put it on my hand. So what I did is I did a pump, and then I went like that and realised one pump, like a full pump, was way too much. I needed about 6 more people, 6 friends to come round and share it on their cheeks.
I know.
Tiniest little bit, and it's just gorgeous.
So I'll show you.
If you have got perfect skin, which I haven't got, you could just get up and put that on
absolutely
your cheeks.
100%. 100%.
It's beautiful. These are, out of everything you sent me, actually, and the mascara, these are my favourites.
Yeah. So let me show you a trick with this. So because you're trying to boost the complexion, obviously you put it a little bit on the apple of your cheeks. And then you just, a little trick as well with cheeks. Most of us do that, don't we? When we're putting blusher on.
I do that.
Yeah, so you want to go round, on your cheeks, onto your cheekbones. But then I like to just bring it round in a little C. So you're almost following the contours.
Okay,
and then this is the trick. This is the trick. This is transformational in terms of skin. Honestly, it is 8 hours sleep in a bottle.
Really?
A little bit in the hairline, so you know exactly where the sun hits.
Really? Up here?
Yeah, a little bit down the nose.
Down the nose? I've already got a red nose. I don't want to stick it.
No, you don't want. It's a peachy. So you use the foundation to take out the redness, and then you put this lovely peachy glow. And then this is absolutely stunning. And I don't know if I can do it because I can't really see very well. Sweep it through the eyelids.
Oh yeah, now that I get.
Sweep it through the eyelids.
That's a great idea.
So what it does is it just completely lifts the complexion, and because it's peach is a really, really clever colour. Peach has an orange undertone, so like bronzer, it has orange, and it's the orange that adds warmth, because we need that warmth to our skin.
Yeah.
But the difference is with peach, it's got a pink undertone. And it's the pink that lifts and brightens.
Oh.
So these 2 products is like flawless, healthy flush of like pigment, radiant, glowing skin. And because you can put it here, a little bit down the nose, as you move around, honestly, it just is the best complexion booster.
It is beautiful, and there's tons in there.
Oh yeah, it will last you a long time, but you do use it every day.
Yeah.
And actually what's nice about this, so when I use my bronzer, because my mother was Portuguese, I really catch the sun. I don't know if you can see, but I tan really easily. I tan my face up using our bronzer. And then I always put this on top, because you know how a tan, because a true tan, like our tan in a pan, is actually a demi matte, because when you catch the sun, your skin's not shiny or shimmery or radiant.
No.
So interestingly, my bronzer is quite mattifying, because not mattifying that it looks dry on the skin, but because it looks like a natural tan, like you've really been in the sun and you've caught it. So then you just want this to just lift it, give it a bit of a boost.
Nice.
That's prime, perfect, shade, and then shape. The last step, and I think this is the step that a lot of women probably don't think about, and actually is as important as the other steps. And the last one is shape, and that means adding shape and definition, because as we age, we lose collagen, we lose elastin.
Yeah.
You know,
we lose everything. We lose our
it
minds.
all starts going south. You know, our brows thin, our lips lose collagen, they start thinning, and you're like, oh. So the next step and the final step is a little bit of definition.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to frame the face. So brows and lips. So brows, so important for us ladies to do our brows.
Always. I do my
always.
brows before anything else, just in case. I think if I had to run outside now, so what order of makeup do I do? And I always do my complexion first, and then I do my brows.
Yeah.
Before I even do mascara or anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
It goes on in a certain order. Yeah.
So the order, so like that's your cover up. Then we've got shade, where we've added that complexion. So this is complexion. Well, primer's complexion. Yeah. And then the next stage is core definition. So that is brows and lips. And then you can do your mascara, or you can put your lip balm or your gloss or your lipstick. So brows, really important. Key thing with brows is the colour. Most brow products are too warm. They've got too much red in them. Yeah. And so we developed this with Look Good, Feel Better, which is the cancer charity.
I saw that actually. It's on your branding.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we've worked with a lot of women who have no brows because they lose it through chemo and treatment. Yeah. So trying to find a colour where you can literally just draw in very lightly and it be unnoticeable. So the colour is so important. It's got to be quite grey. It's got to be cool. Can't be warm. No. And almost like a taupey colour. So if I put this on my hand like that, you're like, what a horrible colour. But when you just run it through your brows, very light strokes. Yeah. It's unnoticeable that you've done your brows. Yeah. But so I really like important to just do. What's so funny is I actually, because I wear glasses, look how big my glasses are.
I love them. I love big glasses.
So I'm doing this and I'm just doing it on my screen, on my phone. I actually can't see what the hell I'm doing.
You're doing a very good job. That's because you're a professional.
Why I like a pencil, because you can just go very lightly through the brow, follow the arch. Yeah.
But it is a great, someone else has written here, it's such a great brow pencil. It really, really is. I mean, I've had mine microbladed because mine definitely over plucking, you know what it's like, Kate Moss' fault.
I know. Didn't we all do that? But it's so...
And we all blame her. We all blame Kate Moss. But when they fade, I do still top them up. So I have used this. And this is... And I went through a lot of brow pencils before I got them microbladed. And this is... I wish this had... I might not have had them done, actually, if I'd have found this. Maybe
I know a lot of women...
It's good.
Who are getting microbladed, but I didn't do my brows, funny enough, when I was, because I took all my makeup off and I thought I'd put some on. But look at that brow.
I know.
Just compared to that, can you see how it frames? It's so important to add that definition. Frames the face, and then obviously on the other end, you've just got the natural. What do you
do with that?
It's just the natural. The thing is with makeup, where you add definition, you use light. You know, you put highlighter on your brow bone. You're doing that because you want to highlight and lift the brow bone. So I've put it on the end of my pencil.
Somebody's just asked what it's called. It's called the Brow Lift Perfecting.
We've only got one brow pencil.
Oh, it's the only brow pencil they have.
And then
it's really good. I like that.
Another little trick is with the sort of highlight color, but it's not shimmering, it's not glittery, it's like a nude skin highlight. So you do the brow bone, and then this is brilliant from the inner corner of your eye just across your top lash line. Look, once again, I can't actually see what I'm doing.
Don't poke your eye out, Grace.
Right? No, I know. I'm just doing a big fat line. But look how that's brightened my eye.
Mm.
So it's just quick little fixes. I'm going to have a look to make sure it looks all right. Can you see that though?
Yeah, I can. You can really see the difference.
And that's it. So that's the definition at the top of your face. So then you don't need to worry about eyeliner or...
Mm. Do you brush it into the brows? Someone's asked. What do they mean? The brown bit? Yes.
Yeah, so you do light feathery strokes. Don't draw a big line. It's just very light feathery strokes. And then you can build it. If you've got really dark brows, you just put a little bit more, press harder on the pencil. If you've got very ultra fair brows, then you just do a very light, but it mimics sort of brow hair. Yeah. And just blend it in. So I've done that brow. And then the other part of definition. So brows frame the top of your face. So you can just see how that's worked. And then the next part, which is so important again, is to frame the bottom of your face. And that's lips. So where I've got a brow liner, I've got a lip liner. And this is probably the product that I've really got my name. I sort of designed it for me because my lips have really thinned out as I've aged, and one side's slightly misshapen now. So with this, and because it's a lip coloured lip liner, the idea is it's meant to mimic the colour of lips, which is why I
didn't get it out. I have got it. I've got it upstairs. I just went straight in with this and went, ooh.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, so what's interesting about that is if you've got great lips, like you've got gorgeous lips.
Thanks. Probably not in a few years I won't, so I'll probably need the lip liner.
But you still want a little bit of lip shape and a bit of definition. So if you've got full lips like you can really enhance them, make them look fuller. So with this, you literally just outline. I'm going to do half and half.
I would go and get it, but it's all the way upstairs.
Nah, don't need to.
But because I am so slapdash.
And I am so slapdash. Look at that.
Yeah. God, what a difference.
And then what you can do, I like to really accentuate my Cupid's bow.
I'm going to be coming on here tomorrow on Instagram and I'm going to be like that. Whack up my lip plumpage.
So I quite often, if I don't want to wear a gloss or even a lipstick, and sometimes I don't, and let me just do it. So this flesh coloured end a little bit. So the principle where you add definition, you always add light. This is to do your Cupid's bow. So you know makeup artists always say highlight your Cupid's bow.
Is that
a little bit like the brow. Yeah, a little bit like the brow.
Yeah.
The lip pencil's got a brightener. So you just do your Cupid's bow.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing I've never really done. I literally just whack it on and go.
So,
or I've got a...
If you look at... so it's quite often... I line my lips just to give it that definition. And I don't even put anything on top. So you don't have to put...
That's interesting, yeah.
But I would never put the balm on without lining my lips first. A, because I need the shape definition. Plus, I want that balm to be longer lasting. And if you've got fine lines or marionette lines, you don't want it bleeding.
No.
So adding that shape, I think it was India Night, she said, you're like Spanx for the face. And I was like, yeah. And I was, well, when she said it, I was like, I don't want to be the bra and knickers of the makeup world. I mean,
I love that though.
Glamorous, isn't it? It's like,
because
yeah,
the thing is, as we get older, we're all looking for that, you know, anything that can just give our face that little bit of a lift. It's not about trying to be young again. It's not about trying to get back, you know, 20 years, but it's just trying to make the best of what we've got now.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
yeah,
it's like the
best, for the face, that's brilliant.
Best version. Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't want to be the underwear of the makeup world. It's, you know, when you think of makeup, you think of catwalk, celebrity, glam. I'm like, yeah, I'm the bra and knickers, and I'm like the beige bra and knickers, aren't I? I'm like flipping Spanx. I'm not even the sexy end of lingerie, but actually it's a really good way to describe us. Yeah, it's the best way. And then if you want to add like your red lip, or you want to add that glamorous eye or that smoky eye, at least you've got the, you know, the structure. And I always say with mature skin makeup, you've got to even the texture and the skin tone. Yeah, you do need that healthy flush of color and pigment to our cheeks and to boost, and then we need shape and definition. Brows, lips, and then you finish off, don't you, with your bit of balm or your mascara, or, you know.
I've just suddenly thought of something. I've never done live from my feed before. Was I supposed to hit a button to record this?
No, don't tell me I was.
At the end. I've just seen a camera thing and went, oh my God, no, tell me I've not just wasted all of this. Yeah.
You can do it right at the end before your just before it ends. You can save it.
Okay, phew. Good God.
Oh look, Janie. I wonder if it's Janie or Janie. So every time I wear your blush, I get compliments at how healthy I look, and I think that's the key. It's a health kick, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, they're not going, oh my goodness, I love your makeup. They're like, wow, your skin looks. Your skin. Yes. And it is that healthy flush of colour. Yeah. Whereas bronzer, as I said, in the summer months is great. But in the middle of winter, when it's grey out there and you've got this beautiful tan, they're like, yeah, unless you've been skiing, that's not real.
Exactly. Brilliant. So is that but also the other thing, the mascara.
Oh, I know.
That is amazing.
Where is that mascara?
Really, really good. Now I did get a bit confused with it when I opened it.
You were like,
two ends.
Do you know what? I think someone once wrote about me, said I'm like the queen of double enders. I was like, everything. I was like, oh, I'm not sure that's interesting. Anyway, but everything with Studio 10 has two parts to it, or two ends to it, because the one thing that, because even though I've been in product development in the makeup industry about 16 years.
Wow.
I'm not a makeup artist, and I'm a consumer. I've spent a fortune on beauty products, makeup products. I've got drawers full of it.
Me too. It's embarrassing.
A handful of products that do a job of work, and that's it. And then formulated for my skin. So with mascara, I was like, okay, what do I want? What's the perfect mascara? And I was like, first thing I want is a lash treatment. I want something that treats my lashes, because like everything else, you know, it changes as you age. So I thought, I want a lip treatment. Okay, so I've got that. I want it to be nourishing. Okay, I've got that. Then I wanted a mascara that gives me that full lash, really curled, full lash, beautiful party lashes.
Yeah.
But I also want a mascara that sort of defines and lengthens depending on what look I want. And that's why it's got two ends.
So the curve, I've used the thick brushy end, and it's very hard to see. I've used the fat end, and then I looked at the other end, and it's like a comb.
Yes.
So it's got mascara on it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's also mascara.
So the idea is, I won't be able to do this because my eyesight is really that bad. So the idea with the big fat brush, and you know, in terms of look, what gives you the real effect with mascara, formula is important, but is actually the brush.
Yeah, the brush is a good brush. So it's nice and fat. It's fat, but is it a bit more flat on one end?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What I've done is I've cut it. I've cut one end of the brush so that on the flat edge, you can go really tight into the lash line and pull them through. Yeah. So this big fat brush gives you volume and gives you a much fuller lash. So you can see on that one compared to that one, right? But this brush, if I put this through my eyelash, it sort of coats the tips, so it just gives you a little bit of lengthening and definition.
So if you didn't want to go full on makeup,
you look at the difference,
day and you were just, you know, oh yeah.
It's just very, very subtle. And the other thing is, if you really want to volumize this and you put loads and loads and loads on, you then can use the comb just to separate the lashes.
Okay.
And then the other main reason why I've put a comb on the end is to do your bottom lashes. Because my bottom lashes are so short. If I put that, I'd end up with mascara down here.
Yeah.
So depending on what you want, you can mix and match.
I'm going to try that tomorrow then. But I do really love it because I'm funny with mascara. Again, I always narrow it down to a couple. And I've found that, yes, you can get good cheaper mascaras, but I find them too heavy.
Yeah.
So I always curl my lashes to get that extra little bit of a kind of eye lift. Yeah. Always use a eyelash curler. But they still weigh them down.
Yeah.
So it has to, yes, it needs to coat them, but leave them lifted up.
Yeah. And actually, what's quite nice about the brush, so it would be interesting tomorrow, you can do a little test. You can curl one with your curler, then put the mascara on, and then not curl the other one. Where the brush was cut like that, you can push it so like far down to the lash line and almost push it in, that as you do that, it's curling it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
we'll try that then.
Because
mine kind of grow like that.
Yeah, so you want to curl them, don't you?
Yeah. And then you just feel like I've already got kind of heavy eyelids. I need my lashes and eyes to like this. Yeah.
So I have a lot of women who say, oh, I just wear mascara around my eyes. And as you just said, mascara is great because it just opens up the eye and it curls the lashes. But if you remember the like Prime Perfect Shade Shape, the Prime, which is this under eye area, dark circles, defining the brows, brightening the eye. If you don't do that and you put mascara on, people won't see the mascara because what they'll see is the dark circles. Yeah. What they'll see is discoloration on the eyelids. So it's sort of knowing, part of it is knowing what to do, when to do it. And if you're going to drop something, what would you drop? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
But even with the mascara, so in terms of 4 steps, last bit of mascara. If you want to put a lip product on like you'd put the balm gloss on. I don't wear the balm gloss every day.
Oh, I like it. I would.
Oh, it is stunning. But sometimes I don't want to look like I'm wearing because it has got colour and it's got a lovely sort of shimmer. And also I drink copious amounts of tea. When I'm by my desk, I've got these 1 pint mugs.
A pint? You have a pint of tea?
Yeah, and honestly, they're by Emma Bridgewater. They're pint mugs, and I drink gallons and gallons of tea. It's the only thing that keeps me going. I just end up with lipstick or lip gloss all over there. So
but I like to have a bit of colour because otherwise my face feels just dead if I don't have a little bit of, even just a bit of Vaseline or something. But I'm loving this. I mean, I couldn't find it earlier because I put it in my bag. So.
But see how that's just glammed up my look a bit?
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And it goes so well with this because I'm all into like colour, blending and morphing into your skin and your natural skin and then just lifting it.
But that's funny, isn't it? Because so my friends used to joke about me because I had so much makeup and so many products. And a friend of mine said, I've never known anyone use so much makeup just to look like they're not wearing any. She's like, it's unbelievable.
I know. It's so true though. It's so true.
Yeah.
That's why
loads of like lots of little tiny tricks and little this and little that. There's all this stuff and all these creams and potions. She's like, just because you want to look like you've got nothing on. I was like, yep.
Yeah. It is.
I want to like a natural glowing beauty.
It's so true though. But that's the whole point, is that it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup. I mean, I love, you know, from going out, I might do a smoky eye. I've got these like beautiful, like metallic, cooling radiance foils that you can put like on your lid. Ooh. But for every day, I mean, if you think about it, cover, healthy flush of color, little bit of definition, that's 4 products, and you could do with those, that's it. And then
effortless.
A little bit of mascara, little bit of gloss. The only other thing that I do, and actually I can really see through with the brow, doing that little trick there. Look how bright. It just opens up the eye. Yeah. The only thing I do in terms of the definition is I do wear a little bit of like a dark chocolate brown eyeliner just on the outer corners of my eye. Because I need that added definition. Yeah.
I like to do that if I'm going out. So if I'm going out somewhere, if I'm going out for lunch, dinner or whatever, then I always have, I use like a grey, like normally grey's my kind of go-to colour. I've got green eyes, so I have grey or a little bit of brown.
So I've got 2, funny enough. So big trick on that. So I've got 2 eye defining pencils. One is Mocha, which is a dark chocolate brown. And the other one is Pewter, which is a dark grey. So it's one thing to bear in mind. Yeah. When you want a little bit of added definition around the eye, move away from black. Black's too heavy and too harsh as we age. Because anywhere you add definition, it closes. Mm. So you don't want to spend all this time brightening and then you're closing. So a dark grey or a dark chocolate brown is a much softer, still gives you that definition. And then once again on the other end, I've got a brightening eyeliner. Smudger. Well, no, it's a brightening liner.
Oh, it's a brightening thing. Oh, I thought you
can do your
someone has line. Someone has the pewter. That would be the colour I would go for. That's the one I would choose, the pewter, without fail. Really lovely. Yeah. And then the other thing about both of those pencils is because they're really, really creamy, you can blend them. You can blend them out into an eyeshadow. So if you want to do a quick, not smoky eye, but if you want to do a quick... I should have worn the smoky sweatshirt.
Yeah. This, you can just put a little bit, even just draw a bit of a line, it doesn't really matter. Look, I literally can't see what I'm doing. And then if you just blend it out, you can actually do a...
Oh, like nice. Yeah.
Just so with the grey, it'd be nice as well.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then once it's set, it's so long last.
Which is also important, isn't it? Because you don't want to have to keep reapplying.
No, and also you get very teary. I've done it very lightly, but you could do... I've actually done a smoky eye with that before.
Really nice. Lovely.
So that's it.
So that.
Makeup made easy.
Effortless makeup to go with effortless style.
Do you know what? I think part of that is sort of what we want, don't we? We want to be stylish, but it has to be effortless. And I think the effortless is part of it. It's got to be quick and easy because we don't have time to overthink anything, really, do we? We want to have favourites that's easy, grab that, put it on, I know I'm going to feel great, and go. Absolutely.
And I think
go on.
No, I was going to say, I think that's what's so great about your makeup, because that's what you've kind of
tried to create.
That's exactly what you tried to create. I went on the website and had a look to see what products you've got, and it's great because, you know, it's very, you know, there's somebody's asking about the tan in a pan.
Francis, you can very, very lightly. Because the thing about the tan in a pan, but the bronzing veil, is you just put a very, very light dusting. So it just adds a little bit of warmth. So you wouldn't put so much on that your face is tanned. But I would still add the peach, because it's the peach that boosts the complexion. Yeah, and also all the products are meant to be all year round. I mean, that's the other thing. So going back to this foundation, you said, oh, there's this sort of darker shade. Yeah. The reason that's there is your skin changes during the course of the year. Yeah. So you can mix and match. Because I hate that sort of like, you need this for the summer months and then you need something different for the winter. I'm like, you know what? That's just, excuse my bad French, but you know what? That's bollocks. That's the beauty industry trying to sell you product. Yeah. And I'm like, no, that doesn't work for me. So with the darker shade, you can mix, you can match. Plus, in the summer, you get more, it adds a bit more pigment to your skin, and you can use it to do a little bit of sort of skin like contouring. You just do it under here. You know, it just gives you all the flexibility, but it's one product all year round. Yeah. Well, that's what I thought when I looked at it, when I kind of looked, and that's why I knew that I would probably need the light. Because then you've got the darker. Yeah, I would have done exactly that, which is much better. Because you're right, and I think it's because you're not as tanned. You're paler for most of the year, aren't you? Especially in Britain. Yeah, exactly. Or all of the year at the moment. It's coming back though. Apparently, it's coming back. Our Indian summer. But then Indian summer, and hopefully it'll go into. But then there was a couple of times, wasn't there, where it was like 85 degrees, and when you're trying to work in it, or you're trying to walk the dog, or get on a train to London, and I'm like, oh, it's just too hot. It's just too hot. It's all right if you're in and your feet are swelling, even if you've got trainers on because they're comfortable. Or I've got some wedgies, which I love. But when it's hot, my feet swell up. I'm like, oh, it's too hot. I know. Well, I moved in that heat. Did you? I was glad it wasn't raining, but on day 2, I was just like, literally just drenched every day trying to move boxes around the house and stuff. Yeah. It was a nightmare. Someone's just asked, any chance of reiterating how to use the highlighter? Yeah. This is going to be reposted if I hit the right buttons. I might have to be told, Grace, which buttons to hit before I shut it all down and then we lose everything. Because I don't even know how long we've been on for. Nearly an hour. Oh, nearly an hour. Oh my God, we could chat all day. Let me do this quickly. So obviously the lip line, you just line your lips, and then with the cream shade or the highlight, you just highlight your Cupid's bow. So in almost like an upside down W. And that's it. And then I've got, can you use the Glow Protection as a tinted moisturizer? I really like the light coverage. So with a tinted moisturizer, you'd put the tinted moisturizer all over your face to give you a veil of coverage, so it just evens out the skin tone. So yeah, I'll talk to you about that. So I wouldn't use the plumping blush Glow Protection all over my face, but if you've got really, really good skin, I would just use it, apple the cheeks, a little bit into the hairline, down the nose, through the eyelids. So that's how I'd use that. The product that you picked up on just then, that's our Youth Lift Glow Protection, and that is our primer. That's our Radiance Creme Primer. I put that all over my face and looked a bit too shiny. Yeah. So with that, you put a tiny little drop in your foundation or a tiny little drop in your daily moisturizer, or you could put a tiny little bit all over your face, but you put your foundation on top instead. I just did that. So you put that all over your face and then put your foundation on top. So it gives you that lip from within. Okay. And then you can go on top of your makeup and use it. It's the most beautiful, beautiful highlighter as well. Okay, perfect. So that's what I would use that for. Amazing. Brilliant. Well, this has been exciting. Very. We don't live that far from each other. I know. So next time we should meet up and do it side by side. Yes.
Yeah,
together. Both of them glass of wine.
A blonde and brunette.
Yeah, we should do it.
Yeah, wearing the same blouses.
And then we should do, you know, one of those reels where you do that and then we swapped.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, let's just sit next to each other and have a glass of wine.
Next to each other.
And then we'll have a good old chin wag.
In a cafe. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was good. Thank you so much, Grace. Brilliant products. I love them.
Thank you.